Experience the unparalleled beauty of Switzerland's mountainous landscapes in luxury and style as we travel on the country's most exquisite and historic trains during our 13-day tour. Traveling by day on board the luxurious Orient-Express style Prestige Continental Express, the Pullman Glacier Express, and other historic trains, we marvel at some of Europe's most breathtaking alpine vantage points. Embark on an adventure like no other. Indulge in a sumptuous panoramic feast as we voyage through an ever-changing landscape of precipitous peaks, luscious rolling hills, and fairy tale towns. Fall in love with the antiquated romance of the golden age of train travel, traveling on a selection of Switzerland's finest trains along Europe's most majestic alpine railways. This special itinerary, expertly designed as an opportunity to explore the captivating locations on this episode of Cruising on Rail. From sunlit summits to tantalizing gastronomy, luxury unfolds at every turn on this magical voyage. This is the Swiss Rail Spectacular. In this episode, we start in Basel, in the northwestern part of Switzerland on the River Rhine. Switzerland's third most populous city after Zurich and Geneva is a place of exciting contrasts. A city with historical buildings next to modern architecture, cosmopolitan ambience here with lively traditions there. On the eve of this voyage of a lifetime departure, we attend a welcome dinner in style. Meet your fellow passengers and make new friends. Overnight in the excellent 4-star and eco-friendly sustainable Hotel Gaia. This hotel is well located in the city center, just a stroll away from the Basel's main train station. The name Gaia is a Greek symbol meaning Mother Earth. Scientists use the term Gaia to describe the Earth as a complex living organism. In Gaia Hotel, you'll be treated to a rich daily bio-breakfast buffet based upon the ideology of the entire ecosystem of our planet. Basel SBB is the main station in Basel. It's a major hub for Swiss domestic and international trains. The SBB simply refers to Swiss Federal Railways, to distinguish it from Basel's other mainline station, Basel-Bad Bahnhof, which is in Germany. This morning, we join the Prestige Continental Express private train in Basel's SBB main station. The Prestige Continental Express offers its guests a luxurious train with the comfort and safety of modern times, in the style of the legendary Orient-Express. Recently, the coaches underwent renovations to bring them to a new level, with the upholstery custom-made from the same mill in Scotland that had woven the fabric for the original Orient-Express. The train consists of 3 carriages, the Salon Bleu and the Rubis Noir, 2 dining cars with seats for 48 guests. Rounding out the train is La Diamant, the stylish piano bar complete with live music during the day. Guests are pampered with exquisite meals prepared from the freshest local ingredients. Running via Zurich, Romanshorn and Sargans, the last stretch of today brings us to Bad Ragaz. Bad Ragaz is a village in the canton of St. Gallen and situated at the foot of a 2,844-meter high Basel mountain on the Rhine River Valley. This place is renowned as a recreational resort. Besides being a popular winter sport area, Bad Ragaz is an ideal traditional spa town right in the middle of the breathtaking alpine scenery. Today we depart from Landgracht and head on to Disentis. A special crocodile electric locomotive, the Pearl GE6, was built in 1929. These colorful framed locomotives were specially developed for the Swiss Radtischbahn. Devoted volunteers guarantee and make sure that today's journey runs smooth. On arrival in Disentis, a must-do is to visit the Disentis monastery, a Benedictine abbey. Founded in the 8th century, the Disentis monastery is today the spiritual and educational center of the Upper Rhine Valley. A cultural history exhibition depicts the history of the Benedictine abbey. The day is not over yet, as we board the famous Glacier Express, or should we say the Glacier Express experience. The journey in what has been dubbed the world's slowest express train takes travelers across the Alps within roughly 8 hours, passing through 91 tunnels and across 291 bridges. The journey between Disentis and Zermatt is a feast for the senses, while the spectacular landscape passes by. With its overhead panoramic windows, the Glacier Express opens up unobstructed views of unique landscapes. This is train traveling at its best. Late afternoon arrival in Zermatt. Zermatt lies at the foot of the famous Matterhorn. The town's touristic development is closely linked with what is most probably Europe's most famous mountain. The vacation destination is a car-free zone. Welcome to the Grand Hotel Zermatterhof. The Grand Hotel Zermatterhof lies at the very heart of Zermatt and is host to royalty, Hollywood celebrities, and mountaineers, steeped in history with excellent views of the Matterhorn.
As soon as you enter into the hotel, you can feel this soul, which gives you a positive vibe. Besides the beautiful product itself, which contains all the guest rooms, you have also fantastic offers which concern to restaurants. We have a Michelin star restaurant with 16 Goemio points. Beside that, we have the all-day dining, which is a brasserie, alpine brasserie with a French touch. And certainly we have also our Say cheese, where you have a big smile when you enter in this restaurant, which is Swiss specialities with raclette and cheese fondue. We are mainly an all-year destination. And it's not only the sports activity, like for instance in the winter, people do not just want to come, stay a week and do 7 days skiing. They want an alternative, they want some changes. And we have a fantastic spa with several possibilities, plus 3 treatment rooms to offer for our clients. This is certainly something which you need to have. So I would say our hotel consists of 3 pillars. The product itself is the beautiful rooms, 13 different room categories. Then we have the food and beverage offer, which has a huge variety, very well known here in Zermatt. And the third pillar is the health, the spa, the wellness. In other famous hotels, they have a Rolls Royce. At the Grand Hotel Zermatt and Matterhorn, we have a horse carriage, which is a very nostalgic, nice thing to do. The sense of arrival is just unique, very royal, I would say.
This afternoon, as part of the delayed 90th anniversary celebrations of the Glacier Express, we take an exciting journey on the Gornergrat railway with one of the Glacier Pullman Express carriages and a rack railcar. We travel to a height of 3,089 meters, 10,135 feet, for the most incredible close-up view of the Matterhorn. The Gornergrat is located between two glaciers, the Gorner Glacier and the Findel Glacier. The Glacier Pullman Express is the luxury version of the world-famous Glacier Express, which is one of the most beautiful trains in the world. Only 4 narrow-gauge Pullman cars were ever built, and they all exist on the Reitijbaan. Travel all the way to the top in style. The view is breathtaking. From the viewing platform, you have an overwhelming 360-degree panoramic view of the Matterhorn, Mont Blanc, and 28 snow-capped peaks rising above 4,000 meters. As we descend the mountain, a raclette dinner will be taken at the Oberalp resort before returning to Zermatt on our private train. The Oberalp station is a few hundred meters from the Oberalp resort, which is why a tram was built in 1899 to transport guests 480 meters to the hotel and the restaurant. Fine wine and dining at this magnificent location. The famous raclette menu goes way back in history. Raclette is an aromatic cheese with a creamy texture and a rich history, dating back to the year 1291. As a dessert, a final glance of the majestic Matterhorn. The next day, we pull out from Zermatt to Oberalp. The Pullman Glacier Express is smoothly descending through Rhone Valley. A short stop at Oberalp, where the Furka steam railway mountain route takes visitors back to the golden age of steam. The Furka steam railway is a largely volunteer-operated heritage railway, which operates a mainly rack and pinion operated line across the Furka Pass. The route in between Realp in Uri and Oberwald in Canton of Valais at 2,160 meters above sea level. It's an old mountainous section of the Furka-Oberalp Bahn that was abandoned after the construction of the Furka base tunnel. It has been gradually brought back into service with the use of steam and diesel locomotives. The entire line was completed in 2010. As a result, the nearly 18-kilometer-long Furka railway is the longest operated unelectrified line in Switzerland. It is also the second highest rail crossing in Europe, after the Bernina railway. a special photo stop moment, and on arrival in Realp, the Golden Eagle guests are invited to the steam depot, a fascinating insight into the world of steam. Today, a second crossing of the Oberalp Pass. From Andermatt, we rejoin the Pullman Glacier Express train. The Oberalp Pass runs 2,044 meters above sea level, a high mountain pass in the Swiss Alps, connecting the cantons and the Graubünden and Uri between Andermatt and Disentis. The public road that crosses the pass is closed in winter, but the Furka Oberalp railway line, now part of the Matterhorn-Gotthard-Bahn, runs year-round. The Oberalp Pass passes through Oberalp ski area, which is a part of the Gotthard-Oberalp Arena. The Oberalp Pass is not Switzerland's highest point. However, the area is one of the most beautiful in the country. Winter sports enthusiasts flock to the Oberalp region during the winter, when Route 19 is buried beneath meters of snow and access is only by train. Short stop again at Disentis, the town with a distinct history as part of the Romansh culture, which traces its roots and language back to the Roman Empire. To Romansh speakers, Disentis is known as Münster. Today, lunch on board is served in the two supplemented Gourmino dining cars built in 1931 as we run down the Aare Gorge to Chur, the oldest city in Switzerland. With a settlement history of over 5,000 years, Chur is the oldest city in Switzerland and has a very picturesque old city center. Chur is considered one of the most fully preserved in the country. Visitors from all over the world discover its sights during a leisurely stroll or on a guided city tour through the winding alleyways. Numerous boutiques, restaurants, bars, museums and galleries, as well as regular markets and events, and Chur, traffic-free old town, has an almost medieval charm. Late afternoon, we rejoin our Pullman train for the journey up to St. Moritz. Our travels will take us through the Albula Pass between Filisur and St. Moritz, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The railways run parallel to the Albula Pass for some time, and with a bit of luck, you can see one of the trains crossing over the Albula Pass on one of the impressive stone viaducts. Albula Pass is located in the Swiss canton of Graubünden, amidst the wonderful Engadin Alps, and links the Albula Valley with the Engadin. Today's final destination is St. Moritz. St. Moritz is one of the best-known vacation spots in Europe. It is chic and famous for its ambiance at 1,856 meters above sea level. Time flies on this amazing Swiss rail spectacular train journey. Halfway already as we leave St. Moritz. Another highlight around the corner, the famous Bernina line to Tirano, Italy. From St. Moritz, we again used the Glacier Pullman Express cars hauled by a unique and historic Bernina Crocodile electric locomotive number 182, built in 1928. The railway is unique, blending ideally with the alpine landscapes around the Albula and Bernina passes. The train negotiates the 55 tunnels, 196 bridges, and inclines of up to 1 in 14, or 7%, with ease. A stop at the Alpgrüm railway station. From the station, thanks mainly to the 180-degree curve immediately to the south, there are fabulous far-reaching views. The railway line from St. Moritz to Tirano has a UNESCO World Heritage status. You will enjoy unrestricted views of the unspoiled alpine panorama. This section of the Bernina line is home to the incredible spiral stone viaduct at Brusio. The Brusio Spiral is a single-track 9-arch stone spiral railway viaduct. It was first opened on the 1st of July 1908. It was built to limit the railway's gradient at that location within its specified maximum of 7%. It is considered to be one of the architectural highlights of the Rhaetian Railway. Welcome to Tirano, Italy. Tirano itself is a quiet town in the northern province of Lombardy, and would perhaps go unremarked if it wasn't also the departure point for one of the most scenic train routes in Europe, the red Bernina Express that travels across the Alpine passes to reach St. Moritz in Switzerland. Once in Tirano, we spend time enjoying the Valtellina Valley and visit the Triaco Lagata winery. With wine produced in every single region, it is fair to say that viticulture is ingrained into the fabric of Italian culture and life. While every Italian winery and vineyard will have its own unique charm and appeal. An introduction into the wine history of Italy. Wine tasting and private dining. Culinary highlights and fine wines are highlights of this Swiss Rail spectacular tour. Saluti! back on track in Switzerland, in Bad Ragaz. The Grand Resort Bad Ragaz is centered around a bathing and spa tradition spanning hundreds of years. This has evolved into a unique combination of our thermal spring, holistic medical expertise, and everything a 5-star luxury resort has to offer. Here you'll find the space to breathe, an alpine setting specially created for healing, preventive medicine, and self-discovery. What a place to unwind and reflect on all amazing train traveling adventures we've had so far. On this voyage of a lifetime, you'll be whisked away to a world of timeless elegance. This morning, we once again join the Prestige Continental Express in Langkaart and run to Aare Gorge. Here, we change to the Rigi Bahn, where our special 1911-built Rigi Pullman electric carriage is awaiting, with a trailer coach built in 1899 to take us up to Rigi Kulm. On May 21, 1871, Europe's first mountain railway departed on its inaugural ascent from Aare Gorge to Rigi Kulm, a milestone in the history of Mount Rigi. Today, Mount Rigi and its cogwheel railways and aerial cable cars mean heaven and earth to mountain railways aficionados. The breathtaking views will make it an unforgettable, impressive travel experience. We descend from Rigi Kulm to Witznau in a modern train version. This cogwheel train takes you directly to Witznau in just under an hour. Impressive glacier lakes on our way down. What a contrast in regard to the limited mountain views today. From Witznau we enjoy a cruise on Lake Lucerne on one of the classic paddle steamers to the well-known city of Lucerne. Boat trips are a popular way to get around and open up a variety of excursion destinations around Lake Lucerne. On arrival in Lucerne, a must-do is a stroll over the Kapellbrücke, this city landmark spanning the Reuss River. The Kapellbrücke is the oldest wooden-covered bridge in Europe, as well as the world's oldest surviving truss bridge. It serves as the city's symbol and as one of Switzerland's main tourist attractions. In style, we leave Lucerne. The Prestige Continental Express is heading for Interlaken. Prestige Continental Express and the meter gauge Pullman cars of the Glacier Pullman Express are rich in history. These trains are an ode to sumptuous glamour of the golden era of travel. Welcome to Interlaken. The city of Interlaken, what literally means in between lakes, is a fantastic base for seeing the best of central Switzerland by train, by steam train. Interlaken will act as our base for the next few days, as we visit the magical Jungfrau Alpine region of Switzerland. Today we will join a private steam train on the Brünig-Dampfbahn to Meiringen and Interlaken. The steam locomotive number 208, built in 1908, is back in service and making a comeback after restoration. A stop at Interlaken. It's here where the passengers go out for a 2-kilometer walk through the spectacular Aare Gorge, followed by a trip by funicular to Reichenbach Falls. The Reichenbach Falls were made famous by Arthur Conan Doyle as the spot where he killed off both Sherlock Holmes and Professor Moriarty. A visit to the Sherlock Holmes Museum in Meiringen explains it all. Interlaken is a well-known vacation destination, a starting point for numerous activities. Interlaken's success as a tourist destination was further enhanced by the completion of the Bernese Oberland Railway in 1890 and the Jungfrau Railway in 1912. In the heart of Switzerland, situated between mountains and lakes, it's also the gateway to the world-famous Jungfraujoch. At Interlaken Oost Station. Today we depart Interlaken by regular train for Grindelwald. It's here where the passengers change trains for Kleine Schelde. This is the transfer to the Jungfraujoch, for the most of us the highlight of any trip in Switzerland, and the final leg of our trip up to a height of 3,454 meters above sea level, making this the highest railway station in Europe. For more than 100 years, the Jungfrau Railway has been making its journey to Europe's highest altitude railway station right at the heart of the UNESCO Heritage Site. All through the year, the Cog Railway runs steeply up through a tunnel to the Jungfraujoch from Kleine Schelde. The tunnel leading up from the station is 7 kilometers in length and was built between 1896 and 1912. A statue of the initiator of the Jungfraubahn at our final stop. Indeed, at this height, there are breathtaking views from several viewing points. The majestic Jungfrau in full sight at this wonderful, clear day. We leave for the Brienz Rothorn steam rack railway. Climb the mountain without breaking a sweat, chugging along alpine meadows and through lush forests. On the rack railway built in 1892, you approach a breathtaking panorama. On a clear day, the Rothorn offers you a magnificent view of no fewer than 693 peaks. It stamps and steams, it squeals and smokes. Switzerland's only cogwheel railway with daily steam operation has been thrilling visitors since 1892. The view from the Rothorn at a height of 2,244 meters showcases the highest peaks of the Alps. While the Brienz Rothorn steam rack railway descends the Valais Alps, the beautiful turquoise waters of Lake Brienz come into view. The return trip is another cruise on a paddle steamer, the SS Lützberg, built in 1914. We leave Interlaken on the Prestige Continental Express and make our first stop in Bern, where we have a short city tour on board one of the few working steam trams in the world. The tram was built by Swiss Locomotive Works in 1894 and is available for special tours when it runs on a tram line in the middle of regular service modern trams that takes you on a 7-kilometer trip through the old town and over the Aare River to the end of the line before returning on the same route to the main station, a trip that takes about 50 minutes. We reboard our mainline train in time for lunch as we head for Vevey on Lake Geneva. Vevey is one of the pearls of the Swiss Riviera. Its lakeside location with breathtaking views of the alpine panorama, its extraordinary mild climate, numerous excursion destinations in the region, and proud paddle wheel steamers on the lake characterize this town by Lake Geneva. Vevey Station, our last off-train visit. It's here where we transfer to the Blonay-Chambly Railway and board a special train. The museum train Blonay-Chambly normally uses the 3-kilometer long narrow gauge line between Blonay and Chambly, which was built in 1902. Today, however, the train has been allowed to come down the very steep 6 kilometers to Vevey, so we can board directly from the Prestige Continental Express. The best known structure on the line is the 78-meter long and 45-meter high viaduct over the ravine of Bay de Clarence. The Museum Railway of Blonay-Chambly is owned by a cooperative that maintains the museum's own narrow-gauge railway line and exhibits over 60 historic vehicles, ranging from the steam tramway locomotive to the electric streetcar in 2 halls in Chalem. The museum is unique, especially because the steam locomotives, electric rail cars, tram carriages, railway carriages, freight cars and company vehicles are maintained so that they are operational at any time. Although Vevey is the last stop, it's not quite the end of our trip, as whilst the train runs along Lake Geneva and Lake Neuchâtel back to Basel, the onboard chefs prepare a sumptuous farewell dinner for Golden Eagle Luxury Trains Swiss Rail Spectacular guests, accompanied by fine wines. They say all good things must come to an end. The Cruising on Rail team says this is just the beginning. Here's to new train adventures.